Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I would like to entertain you with some limit questions. So I have a bunch of limit questions here. I'm going to solve it one by one. So I hope I will help you, some of you guys. So let's go for the first question. So here we go. So we have the fourth question right here. Is asking, use the given graph of f to state the value of each quantity if it exists. If it does not exist, explain why. So they have given the graph right here. So I'm going to explain one by one. So let's get this sketchbook. Okay. So here we go. So the first question asking limit f of x, and it says 2 minus. The 2 minus mean when the graph reaching x value from the left side, so if you see from this left side to here, when graph comes to the 2, x value 2, what is the y value? That's the question. So for the 4a, the answer is 3, because if you see extend this line, it's going to be 3 in the y-axis. So the first answer is going to be 3. And the second question says limit of x's f of x approaching 2 plus mean it's coming from right hand side to left hand side. So in this case, the y value is going to be what? 1. So a is 2, b is 1, and the c is asking limit of f of x approaches 2. So when x uh, graph approaches 2x value, uh, we have two different values. Like from the left hand side, the value is 3, and from right hand side, the value is 1. Therefore, the limit does not exist, because it can't be two different values. Therefore, the answer for this question is it does not exist. And the D part asking f of 2. So f of 2 mean, and when the x value is 2, what is the y value? So in this graph, if you see the dot it's an open dot. It means that value is uh, does not exist in this place. But here it's not open. It's a full dot, right? So it means this is the point we have to take it. So if x is equal to, y is going to be 3. So the answer for D is going to be 3. And the E part is asking limit of f of x when x approaches 4. F of x when x approaches 4. So when x approaches 4 from the left side and 4 approaches from the right side, both are same. Both are going to be y is equal to 4. So the limit exists, because when both are equal, it exists. Therefore, the answer for E is going to be 4. And what is f of 4? F of 4 does not exist, because we have an open dot right here. We don't have any closed dot. So therefore, f of 4 does not exist. So that is the answer for this question. Does not exist. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so we have, what else right here? We have this question right here. Limit h of x. Okay, so h of x, then limit uh, x approaches -3 from the left hand side. So when limit approaches -3, this value from the left hand side. So when it approaches -3, what is the y value? Y value is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is the answer for this question. 6a is going to be 4. And for B, minus 3 from the right hand side. Minus 3 from the right hand is same thing, 4. And the C question asking limit of h of x approaches minus 3. So from the left hand is minus 3 and the right hand is minus 3. Both are equal to 4, therefore it exists. So answer is 4. And the next one is what? H of minus 3. So h of minus 3 does not exist because at h of minus 3 you see it's an open dot. If it means there's no value in that place, so it means it does not exist. And the next one is asking what? Um, Next one is saying limit h of x 0 from the left hand side. 0 from the left hand side this graph. So when I approach 0, it's going to be 1. E is 1. And the next question is you limit h of x 0 from the right hand side. When it approaches 0 from the right hand side, is negative 1. And the next question is asking limit of h of x 0. So when it is approaches 0, it has two different values. So when from left hand side is 1 and from right hand side is negative 1. So there are two different values, therefore the limit does not exist. And the h question, h of 0. So when h of 0, we have an open dot, so we don't have to take, we shouldn't take that. And here's a closed dot. So when h of 0, when h is 0, x value is 0, y value is 1. So that is the answer. And when limit of x approaches 2, what's the value? So when x approaches 2 from left side, it's gonna be 1, 2, 2. From right side is 2, so same thing. So limit exists and the answer is 2. 2. And the next question is what? H of 0, we did which j. We did the j last, okay, h of 2 exists and the answer is 2. We found it already. Limit h of x. Uh, x approaches 5 from the right side. So limit x approaches 5 from the right side. So when it approaches 5 from the right side, oh my god, there is so many complicated things right here. So we say it does not exist because when it has so many things going on right here, we never know, we couldn't find this exact point, right? So it means we have to write does not exist. And limit 5 minus same thing, does not exist. And let's go to the next one. Okay, here are some interesting questions, so I'm just gonna go through this faster. So let's see. For function g of whose graph is given, state the value of each quantity which exists does not exist. So first one is asking g of t is t minus 0 minus. It means it's from left hand side 0. When it approaches 0, what's the y value? So when it approaches 0 from the left hand side, this side, y value is what? Negative 1. So the answer is negative 1 for the A. And B, 0 from the right hand side, the answer is negative 2 because it is approaching negative 2. And the C, then limit approaches 0 t from 0. So 0, when it approaches 0 from the left hand side, it has different value. From right hand side, it has different value. It means it does not exist. And the D, limit g of t uh, t averages 2 from the left hand side. So when t averages 2 from the left hand side, what is the y value? So from the left hand side, when t averages 2, the y value is 2. So 2 is the answer for that question. And the next question is asking limit of g of t approaches 2 from the right hand side. So when it approaches 2 from the right hand side, the answer is 0 because it's approaching 0 from the right hand side. So the answer is 0 for that question. And the next one is asking g of 2. G of 2, when g is 2, x is 2, what's the y value? So when x is 2, there are 3 different spots here. So 2 open dots. This one is open dot, this one is open dot, and this is a closed dot. So we have to consider the closed dot right here. So closed at closed dot, what is the y value? It's 1. So 1 is the answer. And the next question is asking limit g of t, t approaches 4. So when t approaches 4, from the left hand side it's 3, from the right hand side it's 3. So both are equal, therefore limit exists, the answer is 3. And let's do the next question. For the function I will graphic state the following. So negative 3, limit x approaches negative 3. So when it approaches negative 3, negative 3 from the left hand side it's positive infinity. From the right hand side it's positive infinity. Therefore the answer is positive infinity. For the b, they are asking limit of a of x approaches 2 from the left hand side. So from the left side, when its approaches 2, is going to be negative infinity because it's going all the way down, right? So it means negative infinity. So the answer is negative infinity. And the C question is asking limit a of x approaches 2 from the right hand side. So when it approaches 2 from the right hand side, the graphs goes up and up and up. It's been positive infinity. So when 2, like x approaches 2 from the right hand side, the answer is positive infinity. And for the D question, they are asking limit a of x approaches negative 1. So negative 1, when it approaches negative 1 right here. So negative 1 from the left hand side is going to be negative infinity. Negative 1 from the right hand side is going to be negative infinity. So the both limits has the same answer. Therefore, the limit exists and the answer is negative infinity. So let's go to the ninth question. Ninth question is asking for the function f of whose graph is shown states the following. So they say limit of f of x approaches minus 7. So when it approaches minus 7 right here, from the left hand side it is approaching negative infinity, from the right hand side it is approaching negative infinity. So therefore left and right has the equal value, therefore the answer is negative infinity. Limit exists and the answer is negative infinity. And the B question is asking limit f of x approaches negative 3, negative 3. When it approaches negative 3 from the left hand side, it's positive infinity. From the right hand side, it's positive infinity. Therefore, the answer is positive infinity. Limit exists because the both answer is equal. Therefore, the answer is positive infinity. And the C question is asking limit f of x approaches 0. So 0, when it approaches 0 from the left hand side is positive infinity and the right hand side is positive infinity. Therefore, the those both have same answers. Therefore, the limit exists. So the answer is positive infinity. And the D question, they have given limit of f of x approaches 6 from the left hand side. So when it approaches 6 from the left hand side, it's going to the negative infinity. So answer is negative infinity. And the E question is asking limit of f of x approaches 6 from the right hand side. So what is the answer? So when it approaches 6 from the right hand side, it's going to the positive infinity, right? So the answer is positive infinity. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching.